FinTech, RegTech and the Role of Compliance is the title of a special report by the Regulatory Compliance Team, a report to which 800 people responded. Susanna Hammond is one of the authors of the report and joins us now. This is the second one,
yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
What are the key findings with regard to the attitude of financial services firms to FinTech in general?
In the last, I suppose you could say the last 2 years, so between 2016 and 2017, there's been a marked improvement. This time around, the number of people who told us they were feeling positive towards innovation, digital disruption, FinTech was 83%. Now that's almost double last year's number of 42% and is a very marked shift in attitude. You got the slight sense last year that it was all, we're not quite sure. We get the sense this time around, people are beginning to warm up to the whole idea and see the potential benefits.
And in terms of compliance functions, how engaged are they, or how engaged should they be in the whole FinTech space?
Well, my very personal opinion, they should be totally engaged.
Yeah.
But it is, again, an improving picture from last year to this year. This year, 81% said they were engaged, which is good. That's up from 63% last year. But perhaps the most telling statistic on all of this, we asked the question, do you not need to be involved completely from compliance? Last year, 16% of the respondents said, actually, compliance doesn't need to be involved in FinTech, nothing to do with us. This year, that has dropped to 2%. I think that is a very telling thing where compliance are not necessarily fully engaged and up to speed, but at least it's on their radar now.
What about RegTech solutions? What's happening in this space, and are they being used in practice?
Well, the short answer is yes, and it's growing. Last year, 17% of people said they'd actually implemented a solution. This year, it's up to about a third of firms are saying we've actually implemented RegTech. And they're implementing RegTech in the areas really around regulatory change. So that's the capture of it, the interpretation of it, and the implementation of it. You get the sense that there is so much regulatory change, they want all the help they can get, really.
And what is that regulatory approach generally to both RegTech and FinTech? Is there one?
There is. The regulators themselves are really doing a balancing act. On the one hand, they are looking for the innovation. They are very much looking forward to effective and efficient compliance practices coming with RegTech. FinTech, they see all the potential efficiencies there as well. The flip side is that they are particularly concerned that good customer outcomes aren't compromised. And then if on the more supranational side, certainly the Financial Stability Board has been looking at this, is to make sure that FinTech does not introduce risk into the system that could compromise financial stability. Now that ought to be desperately remote, but if sufficient disruption happens sufficiently quickly, they may not be able to horizon scan fast enough. So financial stability is the core concern on the challenge side for regulators.
And a question we often finish with, how firms can best prepare for these challenges ahead?
Yes, I think given that the challenges are myriad, it's skill sets. You have to invest in the skill sets of the people so they understand the ramifications of FinTech and RegTech. Now, there's a lot to be done with upgrading legacy IT systems. There's a huge challenge around cyber resilience. Now, the best way you can tackle those is to have the skill sets preferably in-house, to actually have the people at all levels. So the board has to understand, and every level down. You understand the ramifications, the implications, and then you can do the right things to make it work for you.
All right, Susanna, thank you very much indeed. Susanna Hammond from the Regulatory Intelligence Team. For more from them, go to risk.thomsonreuters.com. I'm Axel Threlfall, this is Reuters.